All right, I'm going to start the broadcast, and we're going to get ready to go.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody, and hopefully, hello, Norma. Are you there, Norma?
I am here.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, well, we have a couple people on here right now, and we are going to be doing a webinar today on Instagram photo tips, like it says on the screen. And we are going to do this every Wednesday, not necessarily about Instagram, but about different subjects. So, and these are going to be quick little webinars. These aren't going to be an hour long unless we happen to get into a lot of questions, but I don't anticipate that for a while until we get rolling here. But anyways, we're looking to do 15 to 20 minutes to show everybody a different technique and how they can do better photographs and things like that. And I don't know. That's where we're looking to go, to do that and make it easy so that you don't have too much to remember. And before I get rolling into all the slides and start talking about them here, I don't know if you want to say anything, Norma, or you want to just kind of wait till we get rolling.
Yeah, we're just going to keep it pretty informal, casual today. If you have any questions, I'll be watching for them. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to, at the end of the webinar, to submit them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you.
Okay, perfect. And we are recording this, so hopefully it records properly, and so that you can go back and look at any of the information when we start doing some of the live editing. But anyways, okay, let's get started then, Norma. On this first slide on the screen, we get 6 pictures that I've taken, and I kind of do things a little... I'm sorry?
Ed?
Yes?
Make sure you do your screen sharing, because we're seeing your title slide.
Oh, okay. See, that's why it's good to have you here, Norma.
Yeah.
Sure, someone would have known me
Useful.
that pretty soon. I tried to make sure to make you the organizer and to make sure that I recorded it, and I forgot to share my screen. That would have been not good.
No, you can see it now, so go ahead.
Okay, perfect. All right, so here we are on the first slide of our short little webinar that we're going to do today. We'll call them Wednesday webinar workshops. How's that, Norma? That sound good?
I like that. I like that alliteration stuff.
Okay, good. So on the first slide that we look here, these are all images that I did for Instagram. And most of my images, if not all of my images, I don't take with my iPhone. I take them with my camera. Okay, and you know, the ones that you're seeing on here right now are just an example of some of the more popular type of things that I've seen as I've been building on my Instagram account. So on the first one up here, you can see that there's a nice house, and you always want to be prepared anytime you go out for to know that there might be a great picture out there. And this one here, we were just out for a boat ride, and this happened to be there, and I took it, and very popular on my Instagram feed. On the next picture here, real quick, okay, I always want to get the seasons, and people particularly like, you know, the foliage and things like that you can see here in the middle one. All right, over here on the right one, real quick, this is a picture that's taken with a lot of depth of field. So when we shoot with cameras, I hope everybody understands this. If not, at some point down the line, we'll go over that. But you know, we're shooting it like an f/16 here, so that everything from front to the back is in focus. Okay, the little hummingbird down here is a picture that we had to shoot with a fast shutter speed because those little buggers, they move pretty quick. So as you can see, I shot this like an 8,000th of a second to stop the wings and to get him right while he was feeding there. All right, and this middle one right here was when I was out playing golf the other day, and I always tell Norma, always have your camera with you, Norma, no matter what, because Norma has becoming incredibly passionate about photography. We're going to look at some of her pictures in a few minutes here, but she is, in the span of 18 months, has come an incredible way, and I think she's got the bug real bad now.
Yes, I do. And yes, I've gotten in trouble many times from Ed for not bringing my camera. So make sure you have at least your phone with a camera with you at all times.
Absolutely. And then this last little picture down here on the right, you know, as I go through Instagram, and if you're building an Instagram account, flowers are incredibly popular. And so I put a couple on there, and it was amazing how many likes and everything you get for it, for something that you wouldn't think you'd hear a lot from. So anyways, flowers, little cats, and bees, people seem to love them. But anyway, let's move on to our next slide. next slide here. All right. Now, what we're going to be teaching you with is we're going to be teaching you with Adobe Creative Cloud, which is Photoshop. Okay, and you can get a free 30-day trial for that, and I know that that might be more than some people want to get into, but if you're serious about photography, you want to do some cool things, it's pretty inexpensive now. I mean, these aren't affiliate links or anything. We're just showing you the 3 places that we teach from. So we want to show you and teach you with Adobe Creative Cloud because they've been here from the beginning, and I assume they're going to be here years down the road. And it ain't like you have to go out and spend, you know, thousands of dollars for it anymore. You get Adobe Creative Cloud and Lightroom for $9.99 a month. For, you know, you can put it up onto a couple of computers. So that's what we want to teach you. But, you know, eventually we also, you know, not even eventually, we're working on our membership site now, which I'll give you a quick screenshot of it right here. It's going to be Photography How To. It isn't ready yet, but in there we're going to be teaching you how to use free editors too, in case, you know, for some people, no matter what the price is, that's going to be more than they want to get into, even though we're going to be showing you recipes and everything, how to make things real easy. So today we're going to show you some tips with this here, and like I say, you get a free 30-day trial for it, and everything works exactly as it should. And if you don't like it, then, you know, you don't have to stick with it. By then we'll be showing you things in Pixlr and PicMonkey, which seem to be the 2 other very popular photo editors that people like to use. And they do have free versions of them, but, you know, to do some of the things that we're going to want to show you and stuff like that for the nominal cost, you might want to get into those. That's certainly everybody's choice. So I'm going to move on down here. Again, this is just, you know, a screenshot of our Photography How To member site, which is close to being ready, and we'll certainly let everybody know when it is. But now let's go down here to the next slide, and these photographs are some of the ones that Norma took. And like I said, in the span of 18 months, when she sent me her first picture, you just wouldn't believe the progress that she made. And now that she's hooked, I mean, it's just going to continue growing, I'm sure. And I'm going to let Norma talk about her images a little bit, and then we'll continue on down and eventually, you know, show you a couple of techniques here, and then we'll see if you have any questions. We'll let you go. But Norma, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
I think everybody's heard of Photoshop. You know, it's kind of the industry standard for photo editors, but I primarily use a program called Lightroom, which is really useful because you can batch edit your photos, and it's also good for cataloging. I use some plugins with Lightroom. Far more. I do a few things in Photoshop, but pretty much I'm a noob. I'll be learning it with everybody else. I won't get into the filters and stuff I use because it's a little bit complicated. But let's see. The photo up there on the top left-hand side of the mountain, I had that one featured by a group on Instagram called Nature Sultans, and it got over 1,300 views on that one. So it just shows you the power of a great image, how it can draw people in. So that's something within anybody's reach. Most of the ones on the page today, I took a trip to Banff National Park recently, and they're from there. But the great thing is, it doesn't matter where you go, there's always opportunities to take great pictures. You know, you don't need to travel to exotic locations. I take a lot of my pictures very close to home, and people seem to really like them. So, yeah, it's just a matter of learning how to see and frame your shots. And you know, as we present these webinars, we've got some tips and tricks for you there as well.
Perfect. Okay, Norma. Well, like I said, amazing where you've come from. I love what you've been doing, and I know we've got greater things to come. All right, so let's move on down here and get through here, because like I said, these are going to be a quick webinar, and we don't want to hold you folks up too long. Like I say, most of the ones I've ever put on are an hour, and we don't want to get into that unless people have lots of questions. So on the next slide, I want to show you probably the 4 most popular types of things that you'll see, you know, people commenting and liking if that's what you're trying to do to build up your Instagram account. Okay, so sunrises and sunset in the top left, huge. People just, you know, they seem to like those better than anything. Okay, this one over here on to the right, I threw this up there on kind of a whim, and it's surprising. People love beach pictures and anything that shows relaxation. So this one did way better than I thought it was going to do. things down here with the plane with reflections. People love reflections, okay? So whenever you can get a reflection on still waters or something like that, they really enjoy that, okay? And the last one over here on the bottom right is, you know, that's just like a motif, a very, your eye goes right to it. There's no distractions, and whenever you can do that, that's wonderful. This one happens to have a reflection in it too, so a couple of good things there. So those are 4 types of things. If you're trying to build up your Instagram account or just trying to get some good pictures when you're traveling and stuff like that, those are really good things to look for. Okay, so now I'm going to keep going through the slides. I'm going to get ready to show you some of the technique we use when we're on to Photoshop. So on this next slide, all right, now this was an air show that I went to recently, and I promise we're getting to what we want to. I'm not trying to show you all my pictures here, but I just wanted you to see that this picture on the top is what came out of my camera. Okay, straight out of the camera. And, you know, I mean, that's okay, but, you know, I'm not excited about it. So when I put it into Photoshop and did some of the things that I'm getting ready to show you, I got the image down below here, and I think you'll agree that that's a much nicer shot than the one up top. So, you know, and I've been doing this for 40 years. So, you know, that, like Norma says, editing is incredibly important. All right, so now this picture right here, again, this is a picture that came right out of the camera. This is up at Bar Harbor up in Maine, because I live in Maine. Okay, and this is right out of the camera. And again, I'm not too excited about that, so I want to show you how to take that picture and lighten it up. And there's some spots in here from the chip and things like that. I'm going to show you how to clean that up so that we get it to look like this. All right, and in 1 second we're going to go on into there, but just so that you know, if you are doing things for Instagram, all right, you to get everything to fit in properly, dimensions, you want your image to be 650 by 425, okay, and that's what the picture size here is, okay, and then you're going to put that onto a block or a new layer here. That's going to be 650 by 650, and they're both 72 dpi. And if that seems like it's kind of Greek to you, you'll see it when I'm showing you in the Photoshop demonstration, and you'll be able to go back and stop and look, you know, check it out and look at the numbers in case you get lost. But it's like I say, it's not that difficult when someone's showing you right on the video, like I'm going to do. Okay, and this is where we're going to go to in 1 second. Okay, so we're going to, what I'm going to be showing you, because most people when they get photographs and they put them onto their desktop, they get what's called the JPEG. Okay, and Norma and I, we shoot in Camera Raw. Okay, and most people that are really heavy into photography do. But I'm going to show you how to take a JPEG, which I'm sure most of you have, and how to process it in Camera Raw, so you can just do 2 or 3 sliders and change this picture that's in front of us into the one that I showed you before. Okay, so I'm going to minimize this here, and I'm going to bring up Photoshop here. I've already opened it up to save some time. Okay, so if you decide to go with the Photoshop Creative Cloud for your free 30-day trial, and you download it and everything else, this is what it's going to look like for you. All right, and the first step that you're going to want to do, okay, is you're going to have some JPEGs on your desktop, I would assume. I cleared my desktop so it's nice and clean, but I did put this JPEG here so that you can see it. So I'll put that back down out of the way. All right, and I'm going to go bring my Photoshop back up here. All right, and the first thing you want to do is you want to go up to File, and you're going to go to Open. All right, now it's going to show you your desktop, and the picture that I want to open is right here, okay, and yours is going to be whatever it's going to be, so I'm going to click on that, and you can see right down here that it says Format JPEG, which is what it is, but we want to process this in Camera Raw. So all we have to do is click here, and slide up here to Camera Raw. Click on Camera Raw, all right, and you'll see that's highlighted here, and then just click on Open. All right, now live you can see that here we are. We have that image that I showed you before, and I'm going to show you in a few quick clicks or sliders how to make this an incredible image going forward. All right, so now the first thing we want to do that I always do is I go to the highlights, this little area right here, and I'll click on this here and I'll slide it all the way to the left. And sometimes it doesn't have to go all the way. This is a personal taste type of a thing. All right. And eventually I want you to also notice in this picture that there are some camera dots in here. Okay, and a couple of spots. I'm going to show you how to fix those in a minute too, but let's get the picture the way we want it. Then I'm going to go down to the shadows and I'm going to slide that all the way over this way here, so it's starting to lighten things up a little bit. All right, now from there, it still isn't bright enough for my taste. You might like it, but I don't. Okay, so I'm going to go up to where it says exposure here, and I'm going to slide that over to where I like that. And now I'm probably going to stick with it at 1, but like I say, on your personal taste, you slide it to wherever you want. So that's 3 sliders that we've done now. Okay, now I want to add a little bit more vibrance to make this punchy. Okay, so now down here, I'm going to slide this clarity button, and I'm going to go, I usually like to go to 30 to 40 in this, so I'm just going to go 30 and 33. I'm not going to be right on it. Well, it's close enough. And then on the saturation, the third one down here, I'm going to slide that one over here just a little bit, maybe to the same 33. Okay, now for me, I like that. You know, that looks good to me. All right, and I'll just show you a couple more things you can do here if you want. Like I say, I'm shooting with a very expensive camera. Norma does too, but if yours isn't quite as sharp, you can go up here where this little line of icons is and see the little ones that look like little triangles. You can click on that. Okay, and where it says sharpening here, you can slide this over as much as you want. I'll just slide it over to about 40. Okay, and that makes the picture much sharper here, and you can go all the way, like I say, to whatever your tastes are. All right, and one more thing I'm going to show you here, because there's obviously all kinds of different places you can go. Okay, we can also go to FX, and I'm going to put a little vignette on here. Now, what a vignette is, it just darkens the corners up a little bit around the side, or it lightens them depending on what the picture looks like for you. So it brings more of your attention right into the picture. All right, so right here in this slider, right into post-crop vignetting, I'm going to put a little dark vignette. I'm going to slide it to the left a little bit, and you can start to see the little bits of the vignette on the side. Now I'm going to bring it over all the way just to show you, you know, a drastic version of it, or maybe you might like that, I don't know. Okay, and if you go the other way, then it goes white like that. So depending on what your creativity wants you to do, you can go there. So anyways, I'm going to stop there with those few changes that I made. We go back to basic, and now I want to take and open this image up in Photoshop. Okay, I've made all the changes that I want to it. Those are the only few sliders that you have to do to make the picture look like this compared to what it looked like before. So now I go down here to where it says open image, and I open up the image. Okay, now it's going to open up here in Photoshop like that. All right, and like I say, the only thing I want to show you here, I'm going to show you how to crop it, but I want to show you how to get rid of these little camera spots, you know, which means your sensor is dirty. So if you go right up here where the little Band-Aid is on the left-hand side, if you can see that, you're going to click right here. Okay. All right, and this is called the spot healing brush, and that's what we want to use. Now, in another lessons, we'll show you how to use some of these other things. But for right now, all you have to do is go down here and put your cursor around here. Now, if you have a bigger, you know, area that a spot, you can go up here and control the size of it by clicking right here. Okay. And that'll make it bigger or smaller for you. Okay, you can see that it got bigger there, but we're going to keep it like it was at 26 because we don't need it that big. Okay, so let's go right here and let's just click there, and you see that's gone. All you do is hover over the spot where it is, click on it, and it's gone. Okay, there's a couple more in here. I'm not going to get into all of them. I just want you to see how it works and see how quick and easy that works and how it blends in there perfectly. It's awesome. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is I showed you the size that things need to be on Instagram. So I'm going to go up here to the crop tool. This is the crop tool right here, and I'm going to click on that. And you can see that the little area, they're not marching ants, but the dotted lines are around here. Now, what I want it to be up here, this gives you your dimensions that you can have the crop be. Okay, so I want this to be 650. So I'm going to highlight that and change that to 650 by 425. Remember I showed you that in a previous slide, that's the size that you want it to be. Now, you can either leave it as it is or see how the arrows change here for you. You can drag that in and crop that to wherever you want it to be. But we're going to leave it like it is because that's pretty good. And all you have to do is double click on it. Okay, and then it's where you want it to be. So now you go with your Command and plus on your keyboard, okay? And you're going to make this a little bit bigger. So if you see up here, as I do that, it's going from 50%, we're going to bring it up to 100%. Okay. Now, this is the size that you want for Instagram. That's 100%. That's 650 by 425. All right, so the next thing you want to do, because when you're doing Instagrams need to be square. Okay, so you're going to, although they have changed that rule now, okay, but this is the way I've done it, and you know, when I get up on to speed on how they're doing it their new way, I'll show you that in another lesson. So anyways, we're going to go up here again to File, and we're going to go to New. All right, now I've already got this set. This window is going to show up here, and this will do the same on a Mac or a PC. All right, so what you want to do is you can call this, I'll just call this ship up here. All right, and you want to set this to 650 by 650, and you want it to be pixels, okay? You don't want it to be inches or any of those other things. You want it to be pixels, and you want it to be at 72, like it says right here. Everything that's on the screen is how you want it to be. Now, when you say OK, okay, then you're going to have a screen that comes up like this. I'll just go up here to the Move tool, which is up here. I'm just going to click on that so it has none of the little frame areas in it. So now what you want to do is you want to go up here and click the image that you had before, all right, that we corrected. And you're going to come down here and see the little Move tool shows up on it. You're going to hold your mouse down. You're going to drag it up here into where it says ship. Hold it in there and then drag it back down. And it's going to go right into here. And then you can just center it however you want it to be. Okay, and I always like to put a little border around it. Okay, but if you don't want to do that, then all you have to do is save it to your desktop and upload it to your camera roll in your iPhone or Samsung phone or whatever phone it is that you have. Okay, but if you want to put a little border on it, then all you have to do is you got to go up here and you'll go to Layer. Okay, and this seems like a lot of steps, but it isn't. It goes pretty quickly. So you're just going to say Duplicate Layer, and like I say, I'm going to make I've got a recording of this, so you can go back and watch all of these things as I do it. And you don't have to name layer, just say OK. Okay, and then you're going to go up here to Edit, and you're going to go down here to where it says Stroke. Click on Stroke. All right, and when you do that, it's going to come up here with, and I do 5 pixels. Okay, so 5 px. And if you want it to be a different color, you can just click on here, okay, and pick whatever color you want, okay? I'm going to leave it as it is, so I'm going to say OK here. And I'm going to say OK here. Okay, and there's your little stroke that separates things from it. Now, the last thing you might want to do here is you might want to put a little text on it. I usually do that on mine. So this is the text tool right here, okay? And you can just click on that. And then you can just go over into here and just click onto your picture, and you'll see that, you know, you get a little cursor here. Now what I want to do is I want that this is 3 points. That's not enough. I usually do 8 points. Okay, and I think you'll see that that'll work great for you. And then I'm just going to type in okay, make that a little bit bigger. Let's make that about 14. And I'm going to go up to the Move tool, and I'm just going to go hover right over it. I'm going to drag that right over to here. Okay, and that didn't do right on the pH here, so I should probably go in there and just fix that for us. All right, and let's highlight it again one more time, and hopefully we got it all. All right, and I think I might even change the color of that, because I'll tell you what, I'm not seeing the blue so good. So let's go over here and let's just pick a red, because we know red's going to show up, and do that, and there it is. All right, and you can hover over that and move this any place that you want. Okay, bottom, right, whatever. Okay, and then the last thing you want to do here is you want to go up here to Layer, and you're going to flatten the image because it's in layers, but you don't need to know about that. You just follow the steps that I showed you. and then you just save it to your desktop, and like I say, your picture is all ready. So whether you're doing this for Instagram or you just want to fix a picture that you're not happy with, that's how you do it. Now, Norm, I know you're in here. I don't know if I went too fast or whatever. Do you want to interject anything into what I said on how this all went?
I think that's pretty good. Instagram now has a little button and it looks like two arrows. So if you want to upload something in landscape view or vertical, you can now. We'll show you that next time. If you're wondering if you shot a picture on your camera, you want to upload it to Instagram, and you're wondering how, there's a few things you can do. There's an app called Grambler. I'll type it in here in the chat that you can use. That's one way to do it. Another way is I do this sometimes. I kind of cheat. I'll go on my desktop and I'll email a picture to myself, and then I'll download it on my phone, and then it's easy to upload from Instagram from there. So that's just a couple quick little cheats to get your picture on Instagram if you haven't taken it on your phone.
That's right. And if you have questions on that later on, we can do this in another lesson. Like I said, I wanted to keep this quick, so that, these are not really long, drawn-out webinars, because I know that they're always difficult for me to hang around for an hour. So unless people have a lot of questions, this shows you a real good procedure that you can work on, that you can follow with, and, you won't get lost. And there's plenty to remember there. But like I said, this is the best way. This isn't going to change. Adobe Photoshop is going to be here, I would assume, forever, whereas all of these other ones, I can't tell you how many I've seen come and go. So that's why we want to show you here, because it's very affordable now, and it's the best solution. And we're going to give you all the recipes to do whatever you want. We're going to start out by showing you what we think you might want to know. But as I'm going to show you in the next couple of slides, I'm going to drop this down here. You can send in and tell us what you want to do, okay, as far as lessons, or you can, send your pictures in, and you have a problem image, we'll help you fix that. As a matter of fact, let me put that slide up there so you see that. So ending things off here, okay, I'll just read this, even though you can probably read it yourself. Okay, what do you want to learn about making better images? We want to help, okay? So if you want, we're going to do these every Wednesday now, and there's no cost to it. We just want to, kind of let people know we're around and help people out a lot, because Laura and I both love doing this. So we're going to build this up to a very, very big member site, and we're going to make it a little different from the places that teach you how to do it. We are going to be able to come on here, and we're going to show you right on the webinar how to do what you're having problems with. If you got pictures, we're going to fix them for you. And again, in our member site, we're going to have all kinds of things. By the way, I want to just say hi to my friend Vivian Williams, who I saw come in there. I haven't seen her in a while, from San Francisco. Good to see you there, Vivian. And let's see, the last thing down here is, if you go to the link below, if you write that down, or Norma, I don't know if you want to throw that in there for them.
Write that in the box right now.
Then that's, one of the newsletters that's going to be part of our membership site when we get going with it. That's our kind of sample issue of it, but you can go in there, and that shows you some of the things we did today, but it shows you a bunch of other things and kind of where we want to go with this little platform, our little Wednesday webinar workshops. So Norma, unless you have anything else to go over, if anybody has any questions, you can let me know if they do. If not, then we can plan on next Wednesday, same time, same place.
So I'm sure you were all probably really impressed with how you can take kind of an okay image. Most people would think, yeah, that looks pretty good. Take it from okay to wow in less than a minute. So once you learn this stuff, it'll make a huge difference in your photos. Like, I just can't stress that enough, that it doesn't matter if you have a $3,000 camera like Ed. My camera is about $500 US. It's way less. It's in the editing, it's in the composition that makes the real difference. Ed always has an analogy about, you could give Jimi Hendrix a crappy guitar and he could play the heck out of it. It's the same kind of thing. So don't let somebody tell you that you need all this super expensive gear to get started, because it's not true at all.
Absolutely. So I don't see questions over here, Norma. So like I say, we're going to put the webinar link in there as soon as I get it all copied and everything else. We'll send it out to everybody that's on the webinar, so that, because like I say, I know when you don't know this stuff, it can seem confusing. But like I say, when you go with any images that you're not happy with, and you just play the video and play along with it, it's pretty simple. Okay, and it will do incredible things for your images. I mean, even like I say, I've been doing it for 40 years, and I still go in there and I like to tweak them a little bit. So
Yeah, I think what might be fun in one of our upcoming webinars is to give the audience some photo files, and they can edit along with us. It'll really help them. I learned all my editing pretty much over the internet with Ed, and Ed lives probably, like, I don't know, probably close to 3,000 miles away from me. So it's very doable to learn this stuff over the internet. You don't need to sign up for an expensive class at a college or anything like that.
that's right, and that's why we want to separate ourselves from all the other places. There's some great sites out there that will teach you, like lynda.com and Kelby and all stuff like that, but they take a lot of time. I go on and learn from them all day long, and I'm going to simplify it for you and let you come in here with your images or your issues, and we're going to show you exactly how to do it right here in these little webinars. And like I say, the most popular sites on the internet, whether it's for marketing, whatever it is you want to do, they all have to do with images. You need some nice images, and I think that you can be more effective no matter what it is you're doing to have them, and we're going to show you how to do that. So I think that that's going to be it. What do you think, Norma?
I think so, unless we have any questions. I hope you've all enjoyed our little presentation today, and hope to see you back next week.
Absolutely. All right, then. Thank you all for the ones of you that showed up, and we will shoot a link over to you about this here. And we did pretty good. We kept it to about the half an hour that I wanted to. For those of you who came in a little late, I explained at the beginning of the webinar that we want to keep these short and sweet. So there's like 1 or 2 things for you to learn every week, and then if you go and try it out, and it doesn't work out quite the way we said it would, or you have problems with it, you can ask us about it next week. Remember, just in this slide here, reply to Ed. Any questions you have, any images that you might want us to help you with, send them as an attachment to that email, and that'll be part of what we do one of the weeks coming forward. So thanks you all for coming. Norma, thank you, and I shall talk to you in a bit.
Bye, everyone.